Please be seated. Welcome to the family and friends of our graduating class of 2024. I'm Cindy McMahon. I'm the principal of the community school. And I know this is a night we've all been waiting for. For you, it's the culmination of 4 years of high school, the beginning of new adventures. And for friends and family, it's 13 years of formal education coming to a really special end. Let us begin with the land acknowledgement and flag salute led by graduate Albert Wayne.
As we gather here today to celebrate our graduation, we want to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral lands of the Spokane tribe. We thank the caretakers of this land who lived and continue to live here. Since the time immemorial, this land holds the knowledge and culture and spirit of the people of the river. Now please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Albert. Joining us tonight is some special dignitaries on stage. We have Nikki Lockwood, who is the president of the Spokane Public School Board. And we have our superintendent, Dr. Adam Swinyard. We also have our counselor, Ashley King. And our 401 advisors, Ryan Campanella and Wesley Shantz. I would like to welcome Dr. Swinyard to come up and say a few words.
Well, good evening and welcome. We're so grateful that you're here to join us in celebrating the accomplishment of this amazing group of students. And just first and foremost, and it was previously mentioned, this is culmination of quite a journey. And we just want to really thank parents and guardians for your partnership. Some of you have been with us since preschool and kindergarten, and the role that you play is so important. Being a parent is one of the most rewarding and at times challenging roles, and your support and sacrifice and love makes all the difference in the world for these graduates. I want to also take a moment to thank the community school staff. This is a group of dedicated educators that literally love your child like their own. And I can't think of a more amazing thing to give back as an educator and to sacrifice their professional career to nurture and help your student grow and to know them as an individual. I have the privilege of visiting 57 schools on a regular basis, and I can tell you that at the community school you will find no place where staff know students at a deeper and more personal level than at TCS. So would you please join me in a round of applause for the community school staff? And graduates, we're so proud of you, the experiences you've had over the last few years. The name of your school really epitomizes what we hope for you, that you become community focused and that you live your life looking outward and not in. And the projects that you have participated in have been a wonderful investment of your time and your energy to prepare you to do that. The world needs you perhaps more than ever. And your talents and your knowledge and your heart will make a tremendous difference. We believe in you, we love you, and we congratulate you. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Swinyard. And now Nikki Lockwood, Board President, will have a few words.
Thank you. Hello, graduates, staff, family, and community. I'm happy to be here on behalf of the Board of Directors. We're also Adam Swinyard's bosses, to congratulate you all on this important day. I'm also a parent of a 2021 graduate of TCS, so I know the support and love that happens before we get to this momentous occasion. So to all the family and educators and community that have supported our TCS graduates, you have my sincere gratitude. I know our graduates across the district started their high school experience during the pandemic. So I wanted to acknowledge that reality that our graduates carried through their high school years. The impact was different for each graduate, but an impact nonetheless. So to the TCS graduates, I'm glad I can see you. You're ready, and the world needs you, as Dr. Swinyard just said. We need people in our world that know themselves. Because you've intentionally taken time to know your own story, you can take that intention into future challenges and decisions centering your values. We need people in our world that know how to collaborate, that can respect diverse ways of addressing a problem. This is the TCS way, and you have practiced it repeatedly. We need people that know what a safe and inclusive environment feels like, knows what community feels like. I hope you continue to create community as you move forward. When you speak up and take action and take leadership, you have the potential of shaping the world, instilled with the values that were shaped by TCS. I'll end by saying that I hope your public school education has served you well, and that you will remain engaged in matters of public school education wherever you live. Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you, Nikki. As Nikki said, the class of 2024 across the country, maybe all the way around the world, they had a different entry into high school because during the 8th grade year in March, everything came to a halt. Going to school as usual stopped. They began their first year of high school remotely. And even when they got to come back, they had to do it in hybrid fashion. And they made the most of it. You're going to hear from 3 of our students who are going to reflect around the challenges and the celebrations of being the class of 2024. First, we have Elizabeth Day.
Hello friends, family, classmates, and teachers. Thank you for coming and supporting us graduating. My name is Elizabeth Day, and just a little bit about me is I'm a 3rd generation graduate from this school. I would say, class of 2024, we have been ones to adapt to many changes throughout our 4 years here. Let me take you on the roller coaster ride of 2020 to 2024. Most of you all know this, but starting off our 1 year was COVID. We had also different advisors, Brian and Bobby. Coming in as a 1-1 with COVID, Google Meets was difficult. I barely knew what you all looked like because you were just icons on each other's screens. I still remember a time when Bobby made us turn on our video before we could leave the Google Meet and see everyone's faces for the first time. Then came the day that hybrid happened. Most of us only knew half the people sitting here right now. People come and people go, but what was the hardest was losing Brian that same year. Moving on to our 2-1 year, we gained Wesley. Even though you aren't my advisor, I can personally say we are glad to have gained such an amazing human being / advisor. Now, let's just say you could tell the difference between A and B group with being hybrid our 1-1 year. Bobby and Wesley, you two are amazing at making sure we interacted with not only the other advisories, but each other. You two helped us gain really good friendships throughout that year, along with helping us know ourselves. At the end of 2-1 year, Bobby decided to go help a new school gain project-based learning. I still remember the day you told us you were leaving, and Venus and I stood outside our uncommon doors, crying our eyes out. From the end of 2-1 year, we found out Uncle Ryan was now going to be our advisor, Ryan. We were so glad to hear that someone we already knew and who knew us would be the one to take us to this stage. Through 1 year, friends and family, we controlled Ryan. He did not control us. We tried our hardest to make him keep our old traditions, but Ryan was good at helping us adapt to many changes. All the same, Wesley and Ryan became an amazing team at keeping us crazy kids in check. Speaking of which, for 1 year, we did it, class of 2024. This year we came together through challenging times, but we gained amazing communication skills. If you know, you know. Most importantly, we gained memories and friendship. We have been through so much as a class. Since we've survived 4 years together, I believe we can survive anything. Like I've said before, people come and people go, but you are all a chapter in my book that I can reflect back on, knowing I've had a good senior year with amazing people. If we can adapt to this many changes, I believe we can adapt to our goals in life to come. To wrap this up, thank you to everyone who has been here with us these past 12 years of our school life, and thank you, class of 2024, Bobby, Brian, Wesley, and Ryan, for being people I could call family. I'll miss you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and now we'll hear from Karis Ross.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here for us. My name is Karis Ross, but my friends call me Venus, and I'm proud to say that every single person on that stage is one of those. I am the only student speaking today that hasn't had multiple or any siblings attend TCS. Resilient is the word that I would use to describe the class of 2024. We didn't have a real freshman year because of the plague, being online, and then the A-B hybrid silliness, and then we were finally in person, and everyone believed that there'd be this great divide between the two groups, and then there really wasn't. We didn't really need to worry. We've always been not just Ryan and Wesley's advisories, not just the class of 2024, but a family. Seeing as we are resilient, it didn't surprise me how competitive we turned out to be once we were fully in person. We were so into all of the advisory competitions, donation drives, door decorating, etc. The best advisory plaque was ours twice with Bobby, and in 2022 to 2023, the label it has is Ryan's Advisory All Contests. And I think if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. One of my favorite things about us is our Fancy Mondays. When we were in person, we wanted to do something to connect us as a class, so we decided to do monthly spirit weeks, just us. We slowly ran down to just 1 week every couple of months, and then we continued that tradition through 301 year by altering it into class picture day dress-ups. Last year, we were a rainbow with Jordan as a leprechaun. And this year we did crazy costumes, and for our ID pictures, we all dressed as Barbie and Ken, with a few Allens thrown in the mix. I think something I will miss the most is how we go through complications but come out as a family at the end. Teachers come and go, we fight, and then we always make it back to where we started, with each other. We had Togetherness Tuesdays, went to the park, and all in all just existed together. Even on days where they just wanted us to work, we wanted to be with each other. Though we technically had 2 separate rooms, neither belonged to just one half. You could always find 2 or more of Ryan's and Wes's advisory, and vice versa. We've been through a lot, and I think that we've ended up at an incredible starting line. I hope that every single one of us achieves our goals, and I'm sure we can, because we push through. We wade through challenges and come out the other side with a crown. And I believe in every single one of us, and I'm going to miss seeing everyone every day. To quote Taylor Swift, please don't ever become a stranger, and I really mean that. Don't be afraid to text me and tell me about how hard your calc classes are. Tell me about the friends you make, the people with funny hats on the street. Call me if you ever need someone to listen. Say hi to me if you ever see me at Target or the store or even the park. Invite me to your weddings, baby showers, and birthday parties. Wave at me if you see me walking down the road. Don't be a stranger. There are no goodbyes for us. Wherever you are, you will always be in my heart. Gandhi. Thank you.
Thank you, Karis. And finally, we have Josephine Kaler, and she will share her reflection, followed by a song, Something to Believe, where she will be accompanied by graduate Artemis Chance on the piano.
Thank you to everyone who has joined us today. I'm Josephine Kaler, speaking on behalf of the class of 2024. Today we all knew was coming. Ready or not, here it is. Now, to my fellow graduates. We came to TCS from all different places in life. We took a risk on a small project-based school that most people haven't even heard of. I arrived as the 5th person in my family to attend the community school. I was no stranger to the world of integrated projects and exhibitions, but to most oncoming 101s, freshmen, they spoke a different language. For me, it wasn't completely uncommon. But none of that could have prepared me for how my own high school experience would go. We have been lucky enough to share this unique time together. We've been through numerous teachers, classes, and hair colors. We started high school online, equipped with our Chromebooks and failing Wi-Fi connection, not so ready to face the world, let alone high school. Then we moved on to hybrid, finally getting to be together but separate, not all at the same tables and some not even on the same day of the week. Then at the start of sophomore year, we still had masks on. I didn't know what some of you guys looked like until junior year. Still, against all odds, we found ways to connect with one another. We forged friendship based on shared passions, interests, and Among Us. Whether you're like me and made friends through theater and art, or the opposite and liked rocketry and STEM lab, we made memories that will last a lifetime. These unique elements born out of our shared experiences are what make our graduating class truly special. I hope we can all move forward from this day, carrying with us the lessons we've learned from each other, and leave not only smarter, but wiser than we were when we arrived. Much like how we all took a chance to choose our own path for high school, I hope we can bring that willingness to make big choices into our futures. When I decided to perform a song for graduation, I was told to pick a song for a message for our class, something uplifting and cheery, but that wasn't what I felt with graduation looming over us. The thought of the transition to adulthood fills us all with doubt, and that is something we all share. Give me something I can see, something bigger and louder than the voices in me. This is my call to action for the class of 2024, to go out in the world and make a difference bigger than yourself. Thank you. Drank a lot of coffee today. Got lost in the fray. I gave all I had for a time. Then by some strange design, I got a case of the empties, the ruler of my world, a lost, forgotten pearl. When fire leaves living on the fault line, and at night I just lay down and cried. The waters don't really go by me. Give me something I can see, something bigger and louder didn't always do it right. Might have left the heat on high. Didn't know I had any left. Thought I'd finally met my death. Gonna do all I can. Stay away from the quicksand. Gonna do all I can. Nobody's gonna love you the same way. Some of us go astray. I walk so far from them all. Instead of dropping the ball, I seem to carry so many. The colors don't align. A question of time. I seem to lose what I find. Please give me a sign soon. Really wanna find out the truth. And at night I just lay down and cry. The waters don't really go by me. Give me something I can't see. Something bigger and louder than the voices in me. Something to believe.
Thank you, Josephine and Artemis. And now it's time for final reflections you've all been waiting for from the 401 advisors. First up is Ryan Campanella. Before you come, Ryan, I do want to say that, sit back down. I want to mention the importance of advisory and the difference about advisory at the community school. I know we talk about changing the name because advisory has many different forms out there in the world of education. And for our school, it's like the heart center. Our students come together with their advisor, and those students and their families know that advisor all the way up to the stage on graduation day. So it's advisors are more than the advisor or your teacher. They're sometimes your counselor, they're sometimes your mediator, they're sometimes your nurse, they're sometimes just silly, funny jokesters. And they look forward to this farewell speech because they've given so much to this group, and they and you have given so much back to them. Ryan Campanella.
All right. Well, I would say that this is going to be short and sweet, but I would be lying to you. Yeah. Well, my name is Ryan Campanella, and I am one of the 2 lucky advisors of the class of 2024. I teach science with the 101-201 team. I also teach a rocketry wellness in the afternoon, and in order to balance that nerdiness, I run a cooking class as well as Ultimate Gym, which is where the infamous flower ball game is played. And I am happy to say that we are graduating some potential first ballot Hall of Fame players this year. You know who you are. Yep, there's a couple of them in here. Class of 24, I stand here with pride in my heart and not a single dad joke to use, I promise. Well, actually, no, there's a couple of them in here. When do we really know when a joke becomes a dad joke? Really? It's when it becomes apparent. And speaking of parents, I feel like I have been an extra parent to a lot of teenagers, which is difficult. Not as difficult as landing the dad joke about retirement. Boy, that joke never works, because it's retired. Let that set in. I'll be honest, I am going to miss our advisory. We had our reading days, our game days, our pretend to do what Ryan asked us to do days. You remember those? We had a gratitude chain that went around our entire room. Well, not really the entire room. It went around most of the room. It's not because we didn't have enough gratitude. I think it was just a really large room. I think that's really what it was. But we did it. And I appreciate how much you loved my Lord of the Rings references and Star Wars music, which reminds me I forgot to ask you, how many stormtroopers does it take to change a light bulb? You can think about that for a little bit, but the answer is really none. They like the room on the dark side. I think I'm done with those, we'll see. And I know that you're really gonna miss that. Personally, I just hope my next advisory laughs at and rolls their eyes as hard as you did to my dad jokes. I just remember being in an advisory and I'd say those jokes and you guys would laugh and laugh and laugh. Some days they were crying, they were laughing so hard. I think it was from the laughter. But in all seriousness, what I do want to say is that I'm gonna miss you. And for the last chance that I have to speak to all of you as a whole group, I have two things to ask of you. And in order to do this, I want to explore two topics. My first one is about creativity. Here, I see a lot of individuals that are ready to do creative things. If you think about it, your entire life has been a form of self-expression. You exist as a creative being in the creative universe. You are a singular work of art. What I see in each of you is that you're being true to yourself. Just as anything in nature is true to itself, it will do the things that it will do because it knows its true calling, just as you are being true to yourself. Know that all of you are great works of art and all of you have unique qualities. Each of you will use a range of tools to create, but the true instrument of creativity is you. You will go out to the world and create. Therefore, my first ask is that you create the most good for the most people as you possibly can. My next topic is about change. You find yourself on a beautiful stage wearing weird robes and probably the weirdest hat you will ever wear, in front of so many loved ones, friends, family that have cared for you, supported you, laughed, and probably even cried with you. Thank you for being here, by the way. We are here to celebrate and to make record of your triumph. Graduating high school is not an end point in itself. It is a station on a journey with many transitions. And we acknowledge these transitions by documenting each of them, in this case, a diploma. This is one of many stations in life that you will mark change, because change will always happen. How you respond to that change is what matters most. As much as we think we know what the future holds, we usually find out that we really don't. We don't know at all. In fact, I think when you all started at TCS, I didn't know I was going to be one of the advisors doing a grad speech for you, to be honest. We have all changed in the last 4 years. Change is what leads to discovery. Through life, you will discover that we all instigate subtle changes that have impacts on each other, even people unknown to us, and that we are all interconnected. Again, change leads to discovery. Taking a perceived wrong turn allows you to see landscapes you wouldn't otherwise have seen. Once again, change leads to discovery. So my second and final ask is that you live in a mindset of discovery. Living this way is always preferable to living through assumption. I would like to thank Cindy, Ashley, Wesley, and the entire staff at TCS for their guidance, patience, and commitment to the class of 2024. I would like to give a special thanks to Bobby for trusting me and being a personal source of inspiration. I would also like to thank Superintendent Dr. Adam Swinyard and School Board President Nikki Lockwood for their continued support of innovation in public education. Thank you. And finally, to the class of 24, I wish you all the best and thank you for the wonderful memories.
And now I welcome our second advisory, Wesley Shantz.
Thank you. Class of 2024, TCS family, guests, welcome and congratulations. This is the part of the graduation where, if you choose, you listen to me talk one last time. With all of us gathered together like this, just as we've done so many times in one or another of our rooms, and as we did once before here in this very roomy, wonderful place. There were less people here last time, if you remember. Back at the start of the school year, I'm honored to get to talk to you all. Then we were talking about goals for your 401 year and envisioning what you might do, what legacy we might leave. And here we are for the real thing at last. In between then and now, we've brought you all together to talk about the agenda for the day, the calendar for the month, to head out on a walk to the park, and to go visit a college, to talk about sweatshirts, and prom venues, and FAFSA what have yous, and exhibition, and grad defense. And those were amazing. So thank you for that. Hold on to that. And we talked about taxes and budgets and housing and work. And maybe you listened, maybe you didn't so much at any given moment on those days because you didn't come to TCS to have people talk to you in that way, talk at you. Not even your dear advisors, whom you love and respect, and with whom each such talk was bringing you closer to this one I'm telling to you now. And because you were busy working on something for your projects, or watching a very important video, or chatting with your friends, and that, after all, is very important too. And so maybe you did choose to listen here and there. But at the end of every meeting, when we'd ask for everyone's attention like this, and it always worked just this well, you could always tell everyone was listening very patiently, I try to at least remind you of one thing in the midst of talking about everything else, and dealing with everything else that you're dealing with. And you remember what that was? To support one another, to help each other, to keep showing up, to keep working hard. The one thing is to make it to graduation. You do remember, I can tell, because you all did it. Look, here you are. This is the first year that everyone in our cohort stayed from the beginning of the year to the end. We made it. And though we're all here, and I feel I have your undivided attention this one last time, we hardly have the time now to talk about everything that we've been through, much less everything that might follow from here on out. I want to tell you everything, all that I know or think I know about life and the world, its hows and whys, its math, its myth, bodies of true knowledge, sophistry, to watch out for among the ologies, languages, histories, science, and alchemies of relationships, and religions, something to believe in. Cultures that overlap and cast light like stars in the dark. I want to tell you about the maps and the music of neighborhoods near and far. But I don't want to tell you everything, really, even if I could, even if I knew it, because there would be no way for you to learn it all for yourself. And that's the one thing that your teachers and facilitators have tried to help you do, to get you to gather here so that we can send you out again elsewhere. At home in Spokane, some of you are coming back and leading wellnesses in TCS, doing great things at organizations in town and beyond. So carry that one memory with you from this year, or maybe it's a memory from long before in your childhood, from your home, from school, from somewhere in between, whatever it was, whoever it was that helped you get to this moment together as you go forth and do every good thing you can imagine. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan and Wesley. And now it's my turn to say a few words. And to the staff of the community school, whatever role you play, whether it's teacher, we call them facilitators of learning, our counselor, our TCS paraprofessionals, our office staff, our custodial staff, and our guest facilitators, the community experts who, because of their love of yoga or dance or theater, cosplay design, African drumming, social justice and activism, healthy relationships, and so much more. We could not do it without you and your passion that you share through our wellness program. So I would like to thank you all, and I know that our graduating class would also like to thank you all. I also want to thank dozens of community partners who aren't here tonight necessarily. I bet there are some in the audience. They joined us through our integrated project, and they do this each year. They not only embrace our students, they embrace the mission of our school to provide authentic, community-connected learning. This includes the Spokane business community, our university partners, numerous nonprofit organizations, local and state government officials, and many more. And our staff, and especially our graduates, want to acknowledge the parents, the grandparents, and the loved ones who have helped them through the years. Thank you. About a week ago, for 6 days in a row, I had the honor of being at your graduation defenses. Our students defend why they're ready for graduating and what their plans are to a panel of community members who generously volunteer their time and their wisdom. And each of you reflected back on your high school experience, and you made your case for why you're ready for graduation, and you shared your plans for life after TCS, and it was truly an honor to watch you stand and speak of your own education and your own goals for your future. It's an inspiring and an emotional 6 days for us who witness these graduation defenses. And we celebrated their growth at TCS, and we believe that you are ready to do what's next. You demonstrated the skills and the attributes that prepared you for life after TCS. But this class is unique in another way. I'm sure all of you have heard of the generations through the years that have characteristics and have unique names. The silent generation, the greatest generation, Generation X, Generation Y, known as the millennials, and Gen Z, that includes this class of 2024. I was listening to a podcast of Amy Webb, and Amy is a professor at NYU who is a futurist and an author, and she founded the Future Today Institute and coined the term Generation T. Unlike the traditional generation groups that are defined by age, Generation T spans across different age groups, and it describes people deeply integrated with technology. The trend followed a slow movement from radio to television to computers to cell phones and now to rapidly to artificial intelligence. Did you know that smartphones were launched in 2007 when you were babies? This is truly a digital native group of individuals. Gen T is characterized by their ability, and we are all part of Gen T, by our ability to learn technology and navigate, which is an advantage in the future trends in science, business, and society at large. But there are downsides, and I want to make you aware of this. There are serious concerns about a digital world of privacy, of health concerns concerning sleep disruption, of over-reliance on tech that impacts your own problem-solving and critical thinking skills. And the influence on personal relationships has resulted in possible feelings of isolation and anxiety. So the challenge to all of us in Generation T, and especially for my graduates who are entering the adulthood, is find a healthy balance. Tech is invaluable and it is here to stay. Being aware of the need for human connection, creative endeavors, connecting to the natural world, that will help you navigate this expanding impact of technology and protect you and your well-being. Your ability to be fluent and informed about the impact of technology is what I hope you'll take into your future. At TCS, we are very aware of the challenges in our changing world, and over these 4 years, you have explored some really important issues that face the community, our country, globally. Our mission is to provide you opportunities for deeper learning and to take this information and knowledge that you researched and apply it to real problems and issues that you did over these 4 years. And you struggled, and there weren't any easy answers often. But through your own critical thinking, and especially your collaborative problem solving, you have addressed some of the most pressing issues of today, including AI, social media, racism, climate change, gender and identity issues, civic responsibility, income inequality, and so much more. You took those challenges and you asked hard questions, and you have come up with creative ideas for dealing with today's issues. You took an active role in your learning, you debated important topics, and you considered where you can make an impact. You have established you can do hard things, and we believe that you're ready to apply your agency to your continuing education, to your career, to your family and your future family. And we believe that you will be taking care of your own health and the well-being of others. You have the power to make things better. And remember the power of relationship. Cherish the ones you have and you saw and you see and you feel the connections that you have made over these 4 years. But open your heart to the new ones as well. As we say at the community school, do something that matters. Take your passion and energy into the world, and don't sit by when you can make a difference and you can be the agent for change. Commit to making the world a better place because, as Dr. Swinyard said, we need you. And while it's always bittersweet to say goodbye to our current 401 class, we believe you are ready for a new journey. So it is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2024.
All right, class of 2024, here we go. Front row, please stand. Jaden Arnold. Avery Baker. Timothy Blake. Wayne Bullock. Selena Carlson. Artemis Chance. Max Craven. Morgan Dalton. Elizabeth Day. Honesty DeVore. Front row, you can have a seat. Second row, please stand. Jordan Dixon. Megan Fitzgerald. Devin Gibbs. Austin Gall. Hayden Graham. Avery Hacker. Hal Hall. Jairus Hyman. Jesse Jackson. Nikolai Sage Jagger. Josephine Kaler. Second row, you can have a seat. Third row, please stand. Sophie Cuffle. Colton Curlow. Liv Mackley. Nick Moreau. Austin Pierce. Karis Venus Ross. Lydia Schlazer. Brady Schroeder. Spencer Walters. Albert Wayne. William Webb. Zach Welch. Jack Young. Congratulations. Class of 2024, please rise. Artemis, step forward. Wait for it. I do hereby certify that these students have met all of the graduation requirements put forth by the Board of Directors of Spokane Public Schools and the state of Washington. Congratulations. They did it. Yeah. So proud. It is our tradition to close our graduation ceremony with the community school drummers, led by David Egley and Michael Moonbear. And I believe there's a graduate taking their place at the drummers. Hayden Graham. Last time for Hayden Graham.